What's up, guys? Hockey
Hey.
TikTok is back again with another video. Again, I have brought my lovely wife, Zara.
Thank you for having me back on.
You're welcome. Thanks
Appreciate
for coming.
it.
And today we're going to be doing an update on the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay.
As all the series are underway now.
Each team has played.
Each team has played, yeah.
At least once?
At least
Or how many
once.
times?
No, in fact, some of them have already played 2 or 3 times.
Is as of April 25th?
Yeah. In fact, we've got the Oilers versus Kings game on
Right now.
in the background. We're in the middle of watching that game, and I wanted to do an update with you because you haven't been following along.
No, I
have
haven't.
you?
No.
So
Not at all.
let's see how we're doing.
Okay.
And see if any of your predictions are coming.
I'm so excited.
True.
I think I was right.
You think you're right?
Do you have our initial predictions?
I can get them.
Please get them.
Let's get them. The original predictions. I don't know if you remember making these with me
Yes,
the
I
other
do.
day.
We got our predictions of who's going to win in this first series.
And that was on day 1 of the playoffs. I think most of the teams
Hadn't played.
They either played 1 game or 0
That's
games.
right.
They hadn't even started.
Yes.
So now we're a few days into the playoffs, and some of the teams have played 2 all the way up into 3 games.
That's right.
In fact, we're watching game 3 of Oilers Edmonton versus LA right now. Oilers versus Kings. So the first series we're going to talk about is Ottawa versus Toronto.
And I predicted Ottawa to win. You predicted Toronto.
Yes.
I said 7 games for Ottawa. You just said 7 games. We both said 7 games.
We both said 7 games. So I was picking Toronto in the first series, the Battle of Ontario. You were picking Ottawa. At the time of our original predictions, Toronto was up 1-0 in the series.
Yes.
Do you know the
I
score
know.
now?
No. What is it?
You have no idea.
No.
Toronto is up 3-0.
3-0?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
In the series.
You know what though? I might be right because now they need.
Now Ottawa has to win 4 in a row.
Yeah. So if they do win, it would have been 7. Oh my gosh. Wow. What happened?
Well, Toronto just.
Not even overtime. Just 3.
No, there was an overtime, I believe.
Okay.
That's what I
But
meant.
it doesn't matter, right? That was only for points in the preseason.
Yeah, like overtime doesn't matter if it's a win or it's just win or loss.
Was they ever close? Okay, I guess overtime means they were close.
Overtime means it was close.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what we're gonna go through. I'm gonna show you like the series as they went.
Okay.
Okay, so game 1 between Toronto and Ottawa was 6-2 for Toronto.
Okay.
And that was a game, like we said, like that game already happened in the first before we even made our first.
What was
predictions.
game 2?
Game 2 was 3-2. That was the overtime game for Toronto.
Okay.
Then game 3,
Was
they
it
went.
shut out?
No, they went back to Ottawa. So game 1 and 2 were in Toronto.
Okay.
Game 3, they went back to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Or not back to, but to Ottawa for the first time in front of the Ottawa crowd. Goes to overtime. Toronto takes it in overtime. So the last 2 games have been decided in overtime. That means a lucky bounce or 2, and Ottawa could be either leading the series.
Fingers crossed, you guys.
They could have been leading the series at this point, but they're down 3-0 with just a couple of overtime goals.
Okay.
So
And our next team.
the next team was Florida and Tampa.
We both guessed Florida.
We both guessed Florida.
I said 5 games. You said 6. How
Yes.
is it looking?
It's looking good for both of our predictions.
Okay.
Because Florida has so far dominated Tampa Bay in the series. 6-2 was the final of the first game.
Thank you, Isaac.
And then 2-0 was the second game.
Okay.
So Florida is kind of putting a beating on Tampa Bay.
Awesome.
The next 2 games are going to be in Florida.
Oh, okay. So we have home team advantage.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Home team advantage?
Yeah, home ice advantage.
Home ice advantage.
Yeah.
I'm new, guys.
Yeah.
I'm new to this.
So Florida's beating Tampa. We both picked Florida at the beginning, at the onset. I said Florida in 6. You said Florida in 5.
Yeah.
You know, if Tampa gets 1 win, you have a chance of getting your prediction completely right.
Sweet.
Tampa needs 2 wins for me to.
You get your prediction right.
And so far it's looking good for Florida. Okay, the next one was Montreal and Washington.
Yes.
Have you been following this series
Not
at
at
all?
all.
Do you have any idea?
I said Montreal. You said Washington in 4. I said Montreal in 6.
Right. So do you know what happened?
No, what happened?
This is an exciting one. So Washington
Yes.
beat Montreal in game 1 in overtime. So that was a close one, but
Okay.
Washington took the game. The second one was Washington again 3-1, so they had a 2-0 lead. Game 3 just happened, actually.
What was
Earlier
it?
today, Montreal actually won a game
Wow.
against the Washington Capitals.
I knew it,
So
you guys.
my prediction is now completely
wrong. 'Cause
wrong.
You said shutout.
Yeah, I said 4. I said a sweep.
Yes. Oh, sweep.
I said a sweep.
What's a shutout?
A shutout is if you don't score a goal.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, a shutout would be like if you beat somebody 2-0.
Okay.
You shut them out. But a sweep is if you win 4 games in a row and you don't even allow the other team to win a game.
Okay.
So Washington is still in the lead of the series, 2-1, but Montreal is making a comeback because they won in Montreal.
Woo!
And guess what? Washington's starting goaltender just got injured in that game. He had to be helped off the ice. He couldn't put weight on his leg.
Oh, geez.
The starting goalie for the Washington Capitals.
Okay.
But I believe the Montreal goalie was also injured. So both goalies got injured. So interesting. But yeah, that's that. Next one is the Hurricanes and Devils.
This is Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina Hurricanes.
We both said Carolina. I said 6 games. You said 7. What is going on now?
Carolina's leading. So we were both correct in our prediction so far, picking the winning team because they're leading right now.
How many?
So game 1 and 2 were both the Hurricanes in a pretty dominant fashion, 4-1 and 3-1 in Carolina. Game 3 just wrapped up, and it looks like the Devils took it in double overtime. So the Devils now have 1 win.
Okay.
But who knows? That's the East. All right, now let's go to the West. Winnipeg.
We both said Winnipeg.
And St. Louis.
Yeah. I said Winnipeg in 6 games. You said Winnipeg in 7 games.
Yes. Have you been following along at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not a single lick.
Okay.
I don't even drop it all in.
So the Jets won game 1 and 2.
Sweet.
In Winnipeg.
Okay.
Game 3, we go to St. Louis, and St. Louis actually put a drubbing on Winnipeg in St. Louis, 7-2.
Wow.
Yeah, so they put up 7 goals.
Wow, good for them.
Against the Winnipeg Jets.
That's amazing.
We both picked Winnipeg, but I was picking a long series, 7 games.
Yeah.
So that means.
It's not looking like it right now.
Well, I mean, it could.
How many more wins do they need? 2.
For Winnipeg needs 2 more. Yeah.
So it's either going to be a 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I think I'm going to win that.
You could think that. I mean, maybe the Blues take game 4, and then we're tied, and then it's a best of 3 essentially. So we both still got Winnipeg. Okay. I'm saying Winnipeg in 7. You're saying Jets in 6. Winnipeg Jets in 6. Next one was the Dallas Colorado series. This one was super interesting because we both picked Colorado. Do you know who's leading?
No.
Dallas.
What?
Do you know how?
Dallas.
Do you know how much time Dallas has had the lead?
How long?
Less than 2 minutes of the game.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, game 1, Colorado dominated 5-1. I don't think they ever held the lead. Colorado scored first, and they never relinquished the lead. Game 2, Dallas won in overtime, which means they never led because Dallas tied the game to get it into overtime. I don't think they ever led in that game at all, but they end up getting the lead because they scored in overtime, right? Game 3 was also a really tight, close game where they had the lead for just like a minute or so, and then they won it in overtime as well. So Colorado has held leads by a significant margin and yet are down in the series 2-1. So I picked Colorado to win in 5.
Yeah, and I said 7.
You said 7. We're both so far picking the wrong team because Dallas is winning the series. Yet my prediction is impossible to come true now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be at least 6 if Colorado wins this series.
Yeah.
There's no way Colorado can't win in 5. They're going to have to take at least 6 games. They'll have to win 3 in a row, even just to make it in 6.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Sheesh.
Yeah, tight. Next one was Vegas versus Minnesota.
And we both said Vegas. I said Vegas in 5. You said Vegas in 6.
Yeah. Now, do you know who's leading in this one? Minnesota.
What?
Minnesota is leading the Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, insane. I mean, the fact that Vegas was the top of the Pacific Division.
Crazy.
The Minnesota Wild was a wild card team. And yet Minnesota took game 2 and game 3. They've won the last 2 games in the series. After Vegas took game 1. Minnesota then stormed back, and they've now taken a lead in the series. It's
Good for them.
really unexpected. I think
And they played 3 games?
they've played 3 games,
Okay.
and Minnesota is up 2-1. So you picked
Okay.
Vegas in
Vegas
5.
only got 1 win.
Yeah, it would now be impossible for your prediction to
Dang
come
it.
true. Mine could still happen if Vegas goes on and wins the next 3 in a row. It's possible, but it's not looking like it. Yeah, Minnesota's played really well. I think they got a lot of their star players back that were injured near the end of the season. And I think some of their players are truly at an elite level that is crazy. Like Kirill Kaprizov was having an MVP caliber season.
Wow.
And he got injured, and now he's back for the playoffs. So Minnesota looks like a little bit of a dark horse right now. I don't think anybody would have picked Minnesota to be a strong Stanley Cup contender. But now they look like they could do some damage in these playoffs, especially because Colorado and Dallas are just battling it out right now, absolutely clobbering each other, and they're going to be limping into the next round. Just clobbering. Absolutely clobbering. Okay, the final series.
Edmonton and
LA Kings. So you picked
Edmonton in 5. You picked
LA. Do you follow this one at all?
No.
Not at all, eh?
No.
You don't know who won any of the games?
Not anything.
So game 1 was won in a very fun but exciting. It was exciting, but LA looked dominant. But the only reason it became exciting was because Connor McDavid made it close near the end.
Okay.
Very fun fashion. LA won game 1.
LA won game 1.
LA then went on to dominate game 2.
We won game 2?
Yeah, and went up 2-0. Game 3 is currently underway. It's on our TV right now.
What is it right now?
I think Edmonton just scored as we were talking a moment ago.
And is it 1-0 for Edmonton?
No. I don't know what the score is right now. I think it's. I think Edmonton was winning 2-1 last time I looked.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out.
Either way, the game is currently underway.
2 games for LA right now.
LA is winning the series so far 2-0.
Oh my goodness.
But Edmonton has a chance to come back tonight.
Fingers crossed,
to
guys.
make it 2-1. If they could win in Edmonton, it's finally back right now. Oh shoot!
Oh,
it's 4-3. We weren't even paying attention, guys.
Oh my goodness.
We got the game on in the background. It's the third period. It's 4-3 at LA right now. And I think the LA Kings are going to take the series. I predicted them to win it in 6. I think it might be in 4, guys. I think that Edmonton might get swept in the first round of the playoffs if they continue playing like this. Stuart Skinner has not been up to the level of goaltender that he looked like last year when Edmonton went to the finals. And their defense is incredibly weak. And they've got injuries on the back end. Edmonton is just not prepared. And I don't think that they have what it takes to go anywhere.
Do you have any cup predictions right now? Just throw a team in here. Anybody you think?
I'm gonna say. How about you say one first, and then I say.
Florida.
You're going Florida back-to-back cup rings.
Yes.
I'm gonna say LA Kings.
Wow.
LA Kings.
Okay.
I'm back in the LA Kings. I think
so far, which one of us is? Can we tally up which one of us is
more correct?
Or wait till the end. Okay, guys.
I think we gotta wait till the end because
first round is over.
No, none of our predictions are completely I mean, obviously some of them we said they can't come true anymore.
Yeah.
But nobody's been eliminated.
My Vegas one can't come true.
Your Vegas one can't come true. My Colorado one can't come true. My Washington one can't come true. So
I think that might be more right.
I think overall you have a higher chance of getting all your series is correct.
Yes.
Except your Edmonton one can't come true either.
Oh.
Because you said Edmonton 5. Oh. And Edmonton's already lost 2 games.
Okay.
So I think we both have 2 series in which our prediction is impossible to come true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's
regroup and let's see again in.
Yeah, let's check back in a few more days.
Yeah.
And we'll see who got more of our predictions correct. And then I think we should do new predictions for the second round of the playoffs. Okay. Because it'll be the top 8 teams from the top 16 moving on. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Zara, you can plug your channel if you want.
Zara, on everything.
Awesome. Bye. Thanks, guys.